Hey guys, welcome back to the Comic Book Lowdown. I'm Wellington. I haven't done one of these videos in technically a while, because you guys haven't seen me do one of these videos in a while, but literally I had this video up 2 days ago. I recorded it from my phone, uploaded it from my phone, and my phone messed up the video and uploaded only half of it. So it cut off, went to an abrupt stop, and I had to delete it and now make this video 2 days later. So this is my review video of the books that I got this week. It's only 3 books. The last time I made this video it was like 14 minutes. I'm going to try to keep this one down, especially since I've already reviewed them and they're not even as fresh in my mind anymore. So without further ado, we'll just get started. And this is the first one I will be reviewing today is Fight Club 2, issue number 3. This book is alright. The first 2 issues, they have set up the world. We know who the narrator is. He's married to Marla. If you've seen Fight Club, he's married to Marla. His real name is now Seymour, which we find out in this in Fight Club 2, never in Fight Club. He's just known as the narrator. And the story so far is Marla has been, or I should really say Seymour's has been taking medicine to kind of subdue the Tyler side of him. He's kind of dropped out of Project Mayhem. And he's living kind of a boring life with Marla and their son. Marla's bored with it, so she is messing with Seymour's drugs and cheating on him with Tyler, which is cheating on him with himself, but yet his other personality. And as a result, Tyler is able to go crazy and free and take over again, and kidnaps / fakes the death of their son, and now Seymour has to go through the Fight Club as anybody else would, or pretty much go through Project Mayhem as a kind of regular runt that comes through the house and go through the kind of initial steps. And that's where we are in this issue, is him going to the house, being in the all black, kind of giving himself in to Project Mayhem, yet the Tyler side of him is still kind of adored. So anytime he switches to Tyler, and you can tell because the art changes to Tyler instead of Seymour, even though they're the same character, everybody embraces his Tyler side, but his Seymour side, they seem to not even know who he is, which probably is an order from Tyler. So that whole concept is really interesting. The way they kind of do all of that is really cool, and this issue is pretty much him as Seymour dealing with being a regular rookie or whatever they want to call themselves in Project Mayhem, and as Tyler kind of calling the shots. The only thing that I have problems with this book is I don't really find the reason, I don't find why I have to read this. I'm perfectly fine with how Fight Club was, and Fight Club 2 initially excited me, yet when reading, the writing is a little bit confusing at times, and it might read better all in one. I'm gonna just, at least for now, keep on getting them. But if I'm kind of like, I wish I would have just stayed knowing the Fight Club movie. So there's that. The next issue I have here is Deathstroke issue number 8. This is an awesome cover, and this story has Deathstroke. Well, the story that we're in now, Deathstroke was met by a god given a special sword that can really adjust to any kind of weapon that Deathstroke needs, and he's supposed to use this weapon to kill another god. All these gods' names are very hard to pronounce, though. So I'll just call the god that needs to be killed the target. So Deathstroke goes out hunting for the target, and he ends up being on the Amazon's island, which is another hard word to say. So I'll just call it Wonder Woman's place, and Wonder Woman ends up intercepting Deathstroke after he does something extremely stupid, and by releasing kind of the will of the target, which is this huge god who's a total badass and is gonna kill everybody. His will and soul was entrapped in a statue of him. Deathstroke destroys the statue with the sword. His will is released. Wonder Woman and Deathstroke fight for a while. She tries to kill him, and then the soul of the target kind of goes back to the body of the target, and by the end of this issue, the target arrives in his full form, and Deathstroke and Wonder Woman and the rest of the Amazons are going to try to kill him. That's pretty much it. There's more dialogue and action, and just a lot of action, a lot of stuff to it. But in a nutshell, it's a pretty simple story, but it's fun. Really big, just action book. And then the final book here is my pick of the week, and it is Old Man Logan issue number 3. This is, I guess you could say, Old Man Logan 2, or really Old Man Logan Secret Wars. I've not yet read Old Man Logan, the original story, although I do have the Mark Miller. If I can grab this slip jacket here, it comes with the Old Man Logan story. I've not yet gotten to that part yet in the book, so I've not read the original story, although I have a knowledge of what happens in it, and so reading this, I can kind of really jump in, and especially because this book doesn't really require you to have read Old Man Logan. You just have to kind of get the premise that he's older, he's kind of alone in his world, and he's a badass. And so, in his domain, at least in this issue, or I should say in the last issue, he ended up climbing the wall into another domain, where he was then struck dead by a Thor. When he kind of regenerated back, he was in the domain in which he was trying to get into. That domain ended up being a mutant domain, owned by Baron Apocalypse, and this is all in this issue now. There's a big fight. Wolverine's confused. He doesn't know what's happening. He's seeing all these people that he's thought have been dead, or that he's killed, and just craziness ensues. Then another Thor comes. He fights the Thor. She beats him, and then he starts to he doesn't know where he is. He seems to be the only person who's not really aware of the domain walls and splits, and he doesn't know about Dr. Doom being this god Doom, and so he goes searching for answers, counters the Thor again, gets a couple of licks in, but is then killed again, and yet lands in a separate domain. And in this domain, it's a domain run by Tony Stark, called Technopolis. Rhodey, War Machine, is the Thor of that domain, and there's a lot of cool stuff with that. By the end of this, Wolverine is banished to yet another domain, and this domain is really cool. So far, this book kind of travels multiple places, multiple borders in Secret War, in a battle world. This is like kind of the most widespread book around Battle World, besides, actually even more so than the Secret Wars title, because we're seeing all these domains in one book, and how Wolverine is going through them. And by Bendis. Bendis has a great handle on the character and the story that he's telling. And Sorrentino and Andrea Sorrentino, the art is fantastic. What the Green Arrow art was with Jeff Lemire, and it's really working for this book. And it's proving to be one of my favorite of the Secret Wars tie-ins. And I just can't be more excited when this book comes out. So, that's it, guys, for my reviews. Hopefully you guys like them. Hopefully I get them out timely, like now. And I'm Wellington with the Comic Book Lowdown. See you guys next time.